the fact that I started to understand some of these words made me realize how disgusting and how insensitive and unfeeling some of these kids can be. But kids are kids, and that's what it is. Hi guys, Pigglesdigaijin here, Jamaican YouTuber. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys have been good. It's been about 2 weeks since the last podcast type vibe video. Alright, so we're going to get straight into it. No hesitation. Oh, if you haven't seen it, that's me. That's my shirt. Me never come to Japan for suffer. I didn't come to Japan to suffer, which means, as it says, I didn't come to Japan not to have a good time. I work, so I must be able to play as well, which is pretty much a mantra in my life. Yeah, man. Alright, so what has been happening? 2 days ago, I was at one of my schools in Chiba, and, you know, there's a convenience store, Konbini, across the road from my school. So as usual, instead of walking all the way to the stoplight, which is about 100 meters to the right of the school, and crossing the pedestrian crossing, I, like any responsible adult, decided to cross the road at the nearest point. Right? And there's an island in between a dual carriageway, so there are 4 lanes. Two going to the left and 2 going to the right. So, yeah, I'm an adult. I can see. I'm able-bodied. So I cross the road, stop in island, then cross the road. At this time, I see a police car pulling into the convenience store as well. So I'm like, okay, what's going on here? So while I walk in the parking lot, the police car leaves. I'm like, okay, good. Also, just for visual reference, I have on my big red winter jacket because it's kind of getting cold at nights. And as you can hear in my voice, I'm actually kind of having a cold little issue there. Drank some garlic tea, had some cloves of garlic, and I woke up feeling much better and a lot less sneezing and coughing. No, I get in. I go to buy something, a snack and a drink, whatever. Have on my headphones as well. As I'm walking out the convenience store, I notice a police car crossing the intersection. So I'm like, okay, whatever. And I continue walking towards the road. The police car comes. I don't see the police car, actually. I'm walking and I stop and I say, Susan. I'm like, wait, what? Fam? Police stopped me. And I said, hey, what did he say first? What the hell did he say first? So I had my things in my hand because I didn't even have a bag. I just had like my chicken, like a milk twist bread. People, if you're in Japan, the milk twist bread from 7-Eleven is fire. I never really used to like bread that much when I was in Jamaica, but this, oh my god, but this particular bread, fam, is life. I swear by it. If you like sweet things, it's for you. If you don't like it, it's not as sweet, but it's still, oh, trust me. Anyway, so I'm out here wondering why these 2 policemen stopped me. So he said, do you understand Japanese? He said, Nihongo, of course. And I got Skoshidake. Where are you from? I'm from Jamaica. Jamaica. And he's like, oh, please make sure you use the pedestrian crossing. Crossing here is dangerous. I'm like, huh? Yeah, don't do it, please. Please go to the pedestrian crossing. I know. Do you have... I'm like, why is this man gesturing to me like I'm a child? Just tell me what my Zairu card. Tell me say what my ID. ID? I'm like, yes. Work? I said, yes, I work here. So this brother, look at my ID, then come and look at me. Oh, so you live in XYZ? I'm like, bro, it's on my ID, fam. What you on about? What are you on about, bruv? You're taking the piss. Anyway, I said, yes, I live in Kisarazu. Oh, and he's writing. I don't know what they are writing, but it is the most annoying thing. So, Coco de Shigota, yes, hi, Shigota this. And then there, pausing, looking at me. I'm like, I'm not paying them in the mind. I was ready to take out my phone to record them because, you know, I want to record them. Anyways, they gave me my idea and said, oh, Kioskete, please walk to the thing. And they made sure that I walked to the stoplight. I'm like, fam, are you serious? There are no cars coming. Anyway, let me cross the road, get back to my classroom. They wasted 10 minutes of my time. 10 minutes of my eating and prep time. But in other countries, I wouldn't have walked away from something like that. Maybe. And generally speaking, the police in Japan are non-violent, generally. But in recent times, there have been a lot of incidents with foreigners, especially Kurdish, Turkish, Europeans. I don't know. I'm not quite sure of the race or ethnicity. But I've seen videos. There's this crazy video on TikTok with the police trying to pull a guy out of the car and he refused to, and all of them swarmed down, and it's just bananas. In addition to that, they profile foreigners. Yes, I do. In Shibuya, many of my friends, many associates have been stopped by police because they look like, you know, trouble, basically. And they search your bags and whatever. I mean, it's better than being shot. Better than being beat up, you know. But that shouldn't be the standard, right? Some people don't have that choice. And it is what it is. I mean, I'm not to sound cold or callous. The more that we try to get change, it's the more that there's resistance to it. You know what? In Jamaica, I have been stopped by the police while driving. And in one particular experience, I was very shook. I haven't even told my parents the full story of this. They don't watch my videos, thank God. Or they watch it and don't tell me because, child, some of the things that I have done would not make them proud. Anyway, but I'm an adult. I make my own decisions. I have paid my bills. I earn my own money. So I live my own, well, the apartment that I rent. Good. I was in Jamaica, went back to my friend's house, we were chilling, drinking, of course. And I was not 100% there. Anyway, I jumped into my mother's, well, my parents' car. But apparently, I was aware that one of the lights weren't working. Headlights. So I'm driving at a, you know, reasonable pace to go home. And I'm around Vale Royal. It's not Musgrave, that's the road called. It's a road that leads on to Musgrave. But I'm around Vale Royal, coming around. And the police flashed the lights and said, pull over, pull over. So I'm like, because, I was driving towards them. They saw me. They hit a reverse of the van and said, oh, you pull over, pull over. I'm like, okay, so I pull over. At this point, I'm barely sober, if I am. But as the police have pulled over, a switch flicks on in my brain, and I am the most calm, sober person in Jamaica. Police, of course, use their intimidation tactics. Comes out with this M16, other comes out with this SLR, out of the van back, and approaches. They just have the gun out for whatever reason, because there's no threat. I wasn't driving widely or whatever. Anyway. So I put my hands on the steering wheel and relax, and I was like this. Sir, we're approaching the vehicle, sir. So, okay, officer, please switch off the vehicle, sir. I'm like, okay, sir, switching off. I'll switch off the car. Could you please wind down the window, sir? Can I see? I say, yes, sir. I'm the most manageable. I'm the most well-mannered person at this point because, you know, he has a gun. What are you going to do? Is this your vehicle, sir? No, it isn't. It's my father's. License and registration? Oh, okay, sir. So my trick is, because I'm in Japan and living and working in Japan, I usually act like I'm fumbling, and give them my Japanese ID first, and then give them a driver's license. When I was in university, I used to flick out my UAID by mistake. Oh, sorry. And then give them a driver's license to show that I'm a student. So technically, it's to show that I don't have any money. But the Japanese ID was to show that I don't live here. So he would probably take some leniency on me. So I gave the insurance, whatever. Oh, so you know that the fitness is up. I'm like, wait, what? He's like, yes, or what are them? Fitness or registration? I know I should tell you. I said, no, officer, well, I'm just visiting. I work and live in Japan, teaching English to kids. No, I work in Japan. No, sorry, lies. I live in Japan. Oh, you're in Japan. Okay, so what you doing over there? Well, I teach English to kids. How long you over there now? Have been there for about 4.5 years. Oh, okay. He goes back to his car, comes back and said, oh, all right, now you drive safe now. Get that headlight checked and continue to fly the flag of Jamaica in Japan. Okay, sir. In my heart, I was like, okay, thank you. Making sure to talk away from him so he couldn't smell the rum. People, I escaped. And I arrived at my house in less than 2 minutes because I was like, no way. The next day, I go to my father. I said, excuse me, sir. Excuse me, Mr. C. You know, the registration is up on the car? And the fitness? And the headlight's not working? What's the meaning of this? That's my father's voice. Sorry. That's what he used to do to me. Like, if I did anything wrong or left something like the registration up, registration to expire, anything that should be done as a responsible adult, I would never hear the end of it. Oh, Andre, I mean, I just, you know, I don't really drive the car. I was like, no. No. I could have been in jail because of this. Okay? Well, technically, no. But yeah. That was that. And I've usually had a decent experience with police officers in Jamaica. I can't say that happens for everybody. You know, persons might not be able to relate to that sort of vision or experience with the police based on how they grew up or whatever. And at the end of the day, I will never ever say that police officers are this or that, or denounce somebody else's experience and say they're lying, because I've never been in their shoes like that. I've never walked in their shoes, and I can't say what they have experienced is not the norm, or it's the norm. You know, that's the thing, though. In a world that we're living in, where information and experiences are easily shared, if, let's say, a particular person has an experience, other persons are willing to go out on a limb to say, oh, that's foolishness, or that can't happen, or that never happened, or that will never happen. But it has happened. And for that person, it's their reality. Just because it has happened to you doesn't mean that, you know, it's not real for somebody else. Yeah. That's pretty much it. But back to the police in Japan. Now, crime in Japan is very low. So they have a lot of police officers that don't have anything to do. And so at nights you see them out in their droves, just out. I remember when I was living in Toyota City and two guys were having a quarrel or whatever. They called the police. And one set arrived, two of them, they called for backup. And 4 police cars and 8 officers came to detain 2 boys, or whatever, 2 Yankees, we call them in Japan. Like, what? Big excitement for nothing. I was like recording, like, wait, what's going on? And I couldn't say anything, but nothing happened. Nothing was happening. They what's the word? They overcompensate, they overreact to a lot of things. Yeah. But not overreact to kill or shoot you, but like they bring a lot of people, bring a lot of police officers usually. And so foreigners now in Japan, especially black foreigners, apparently there is a increased number of persons who are here illegally. So they either have the wrong visa, overstayed their visa, or their residence card has expired. And as such, police officers have the right in Japan to ask for ID at any point without anything coming out of it. And speaking of which, I was back in Nagoya in August, and you know, That's fine. I was out with my friend who's Japanese, and we had lunch together, caught up and whatever. She likes dance or reggae dances. She actually liked me at one point, but that's a story for another day. I don't want to get into it too tough. But let's just say she digged the pickles, and I digged her too. There was some digging, maybe. All right, anyway. So, we're walking in Nagoya Station. It's still very clear to me. We're walking Nagoya Station, mind our own business, and a spot. The police say, wouldn't it be funny if the police officer stopped us, and then whatever. And she was like, yeah, whatever, nah. And we're walking, and I see the police officer, and I said, look at this man. He comes to us. I know, someone saying, I know, Zairu card motimasu. So I look at my friend who's Japanese, full Japanese. And she's like, eh? I know, ID. They said, Chotto, like, could you show me for a little? I'm like, you see? It's like, でもさ、私は日本人です。すみません。間違えました。はい。I'm like, bro, you see two people walking and just assume they're foreigners? This girl looks fully Japanese, no mix, no anything. But because I'm the tall black guy, surely I can't be walking with a Japanese girl. Anywho, give him the ID. And he said, Chiba Ken. I said, yes. That's what I'm saying. They're always writing stuff down. Like, are they tracking people or what? Anyway. She said, no, that was really weird for her because, she has never been stopped by the police before. And this is what you guys go through. Basically, I said, yeah, any given day, they can stop us and waste our time to check the ID for nothing. Because what they do, they don't call to check if this person is legal or, I don't know. It's I guess I write down the address to follow up with you at another time. But I thought actually I was in trouble because we're not supposed to travel if you were in Tokyo or lived in Tokyo or Chiba. You're not supposed to travel anywhere else in Japan. So I thought I would have been deported to Chiba. Silly boy. Yeah, so that's that. Moving on from the police now. I'm going to get into the rudeness of children. And when I mean rudeness, the rudity, is the word? No. But what I'm saying is, when you're growing up as a black pygmy, a Jamaican child, there are certain things you could not do. Like responding to your parents. We call it talkback. Your mother asks you a question you're not supposed to answer when she's scolding you. You couldn't say no to your mother or father. You couldn't ask. Well, you could ask, but the answer would be favorable. You could ask to eat a particular thing on a particular day because you feel for it. You eat what is prepared. Alright? Cool. So when I come to Japan, I'm brought to a whole new world. A new set of rules that I never knew. These kids are way up here. It's time to... I don't know where I'm going. The point is, people, Japanese kids rule their parents. The Japanese parents want to be friends of their children. Herein lies the problem. And so, as a teacher, you try to set rules and they don't get rules at all from the parents. So how are you going to control these kids if the parents can't control them? Right? And I don't mind honesty from the children. It's fine because that's what we require. But sometimes they need to shut their mouth. Just shut up. Why wouldn't you shut your mouth when I'm talking to you? When it comes to certain things. Like for instance, I'm telling a kid, they come to my school to learn English after their regular lessons. And I said to them, hey, please copy this off the board. Mendokusai. What? You're not even here 10 minutes. You're here to learn and study English. And your response to copy what's off the board is Mekambada? Like, what is this? Is this so tedious? Oh my God. Like, seriously? Fam, it is a blessing and a curse to understand Japanese. And the things some of these kids say in the classroom, you just want to... Because, why are you here? What is your reason for coming here? Oh my God, Benkyo, Mendoksai, Sodowa, Mendoksai, that's all I hear. Mendo, Yada. Like, I couldn't say no to my teacher. Like, that's something unheard of. People who were born in the 80s. Wow, I'm dating myself. I'm single, but I'm dating myself. What I'm saying is, do you even remember saying no to a teacher? Like, growing up? Like in elementary school? Or prep school or primary school? For those who are, from England and Australia and those places that use primary and not elementary. Because we're not American. Right. Like, seriously, fam? I got so many beatings. Slaps with belts, rulers, sticks for doing stuff. These kids ain't getting hit. They're not getting beaten. They're not getting disciplined. Corporal punishment. Whatever that is. I mean, some teachers OD'd, but sometimes a little slap up the head, a little slap on the backside is very good for your future going forward. In my opinion. Some people believe words are more effective, but boy, when that belt slap, it slap different. Trust me. The fear, the reverence you build up to not being avoided. To avoid that stuff. So, me as a black Jamaican teacher, male, a bit overweight, probably obese, fat as fudge, has to put up with a lot of very mean comments from some of the students, especially the ones that don't like you or the ones that think they're funny. And, I say it again, the fact that I started to understand some of these words made me realize how disgusting and how insensitive and unfeeling some of these kids can be. But kids are kids, and that's what it is. A lot of bullying takes place in the classroom, and especially when you don't belong or you don't look like everybody else in Japan, they will. Yeah, man. They will tease you. And so, oftentimes I have to flip the joke on them and take it back. Like, apparently, culturally, calling somebody gorilla is funny. Now, I've been here for 6.5 years, and I've never found it funny. And I have to tell these kids, historically, calling a black man a monkey or gorilla is not the best thing. No, you can't. You can't do that. But they insist. And they say, oh, I call my father gorilla. Me look like your poopa? I don't. Definitely. And so don't do it. Don't do it, kids. I try with them. And then there's also, the cultural differences which you have to deal with on a daily basis, and your internationalism, which you kind of have to balance with the Japanese culture. Some people are able to cope, some aren't. And as a result, they leave quickly or they will become really depressed and sad by the life here in Japan. Why am I going off on this tangent? Back to kids. Yeah. So, kids will say stuff that even the adults say. Like, sometimes I wonder who are the real kids. Because the adults are just as bad. But anyway. The fact that for me, what gets to me the most is when the parents say, okay, it's time to go. And the kid says, yada. Like, no way, I'm not ready yet. I'm not finished playing. The moment I say, yeah, my face would be hit so hard. Or I would have felt it at home. Or even worse, oh, okay, cool. And they leave me and go in the car, start the car, and start drive away. Because I am the adult. Why is my child not listening to me? Especially if you disobey them in front of people. Oh, so you're showing off. All right, wait till you get to them. Or for some, the parents would show off in front of other people and beat picnic in front of other people or their friends. Now, that is traumatizing. I would never hit my child when I get one in front of other people. No. for them to call child services or whatever the equivalent is. Nah. I would use words of wisdom and words of caution so that they will understand that, yeah, it's not real. But yeah, back to the kids. So as you get older, a lot of the kids sometimes have witty remarks. They start learning the bad words in English. And I have a particular child that just learned it like this year. That's all he says in my class. Singing a song. F-A-C-K. He says that. He doesn't say the other one. What do you in a proper way? And I'm like, bro, what? He starts writing in his book and he spells it on the whiteboard. F-A-C-K-U. Like, bro, if you're gonna curse, you're gonna curse. And I told him, no, it's not funny. And the kids know. They know it's not funny. They know it's a bad word. But the Japanese, it's over, it's funny, let him have his fun. Because when he gets to high school, he's going to be trained to be a drone and have no feelings. Yeah. Oh my days, bruv. Believe me. It ain't easy out here, fam. It ain't easy out here, fam. You get me? You get me, bruv? This is what we have to put up with. And the whole facade of Japanese kids being disciplined and so well-mannered. No. I have been here too long, putting up with too much for people to come and tell me that I'm lying. Listen, yesterday, my kids come into class, half of them don't say hello. How do you come into a room that you're not the first person in and don't say good afternoon, good morning, or good evening, or whatever greeting you want to? Anyone, hello, hi, something. Kids come in, look at you, cut them eye, take off them shoe, go and sit down. I'm like, where do you learn this? Where? Doko. So no kata shitsuru, you know? Nanda sore. Yo. Sometimes I don't say hear it. No, you're going to go back to the Genkan. You're going to say hello. That's all I ask. I'm not like a strict teacher. I don't really care about the whole rules, very strict things or whatever. I said, all I need you guys to do is to listen to me when you talk. Listen to me when I talk. That's it. That's it. Okay, guys, time to turn the page. Turn the page. That's it. You can talk once you finish your work. You can do whatever. But when it's time to focus, just focus. That's all we tell them. My junior kids understand. The elementary school, but the younger ones have to keep them on a tight leash. And even them say, hey, if you behave well, we play games. If you don't behave well, there are no games. Audrey gets angry. You don't want to see Audrey angry. I'm the Hulk. I'm big, black, scary, strong. Grr. Right. And I do something like that. Oh, Gorilla Sensei. I'm like, bro, I will end you. Right here. But apparently, it's because I'm hairy and not because I'm black. But to be honest, sometimes, I don't say it. No, don't say it. Oh, it's a podcast. I can say it. Sometimes, to be honest, a lot of these Japanese look more like gorillas than me. I mean, it's a fact. It's straight facts. But it is whatever. Yeah. All right. So that's what I want to talk about today. That is the video. This is a podcast. We just don't want to be more than 30 minutes actually. Because, people don't have the attention span and hardly anybody watches through to the end. Anywho, big up at themselves. Or please make sure to support the merch. The links are in the description below. Buy one something. Buy one thing. I need a new laptop. I'm typing on the laptop and it's not recording my inputs. I've been up for 5.5 years. This can't work. Alright. I love you. If you can be good, be creative. And see you in the next video. Pigglesdigaijin, Jamaican YouTuber. Ho! See it up. The shirt up. Boom. See it there? Man. Long sleeve shirt. We have the pullovers. We have regular tees. Beer things. So please support Pigglesdigaijin, Jamaican YouTuber. Ikimashou!